Good day, my dear children. Last class we were discussing about various input devices used in computer, and today we are going to discuss about various output device and the processing devices used in computer. Output devices. Output devices enable the computer to show you the desired result and information. You already know about the most commonly used output devices, and they are monitor, speaker, and printers. Monitor, speaker, and printers. You are familiar with these output devices. So let us learn more about printers. There are mainly three types of printers. First one is dot matrix printer, second one is inkjet printer, and the last one is laser printer. The printing speed of dot matrix printer is measured in CPS, that is characters per second. Printing speed of inkjet printer is measured in LPM, that is lines per minute. And this printing speed of laser printer is measured in ppm, that is pages per minute. How the printing technology works in each printer. Let's move on to the dot matrix printer. In dot matrix printer, the printer contains a movable print head, and that movable print head contains some pins on it, and these pins are hitting or striking on a ribbon. That ribbon places a dot on the paper. Thus, the hundreds of dots together gives an image or text. Thus, the working of dot matrix printer happens. The printer contains a movable print head with pins that strike the ribbon, placing a dot on the paper with hundreds of dots forming images or text. Next is inkjet printer. This printer forms letters and images on the paper by spraying small streams of quick dry ink. By spraying small streams of quick dry ink. And the last one is laser printer. This printer uses laser technology to print images on the paper. It uses laser technology to print images on the paper. This gives the best quality output and are the most expensive. This gives the best quality output and are the most expensive. So which is the most expensive printer? It is laser printer. Which is the less expensive printer? That is the dot matrix printer. Next is 3D printing technology. 3D printing technology changes the way we produce objects. Using 3D printing technology, we can create tools, toys, clothing, and even body parts. 3D printing is a part of a process called additive manufacturing. 3D printing is a part of a process called additive manufacturing, in that the objects are created by adding materials layer by layer. Additive manufacturing is used for creating complex parts of the machines, aeroplanes, and cars. The materials used in 3D printing is plastic, but for some amazing products, for the creation of some amazing product, they are using some other materials too. The application of 3D printing technology is in food technology as well as in the medical field. Doctors can create small body parts like ears and noses by using the patient cells with the help of 3D printing. Some surgeons have even tested 3D printed organs for transplantation too. An example for 3D printing technology has happened in China, because they have built 10 houses in a day using 3D printing technology. And the cost for a single house was just $5,000. The first step in 3D printing is to create a blueprint of the object, and that can be with the help of a computer. And the finalized drawing is imported into a special software that prepares it in the format that is understood by the 3D printer. The finalized drawing is imported into a special software that converts the drawing to an understandable form for the 3D printer. The 3D printer is set up to allow the solid object to be made. Using the 3D printer, we are creating a solid object, and after importing the finalized drawing to the special software, the software prepares a format that is understood by the 3D printer, and then the 3D printer set up to allow a solid object to be made. And last, the solid object is built up layer by layer. This can take several hours depending on the thickness of the layers, the material used, and the size of the final products. So the speed or the time taken to print or form the solid objects depends upon the thickness of the layer, the material used, and the size of the final product. Some other output devices used by the computer are LCD projects and plotter. LCD project is an output device used to display videos, images, or computer data on a large screen. It projects an image onto a surface. By passing lights over an LCD plane, it projects that image on that surface. It is used while giving presentations, mostly used while giving presentations, and it uses a light over an LCD panel onto a surface, and thus it displays videos, images, or computer data on that large screen. Plotter is an output device used for making large paper drawings such as construction maps or engineering drawings. Plotters are divided into three types: drum plotter, flatbed plotter, and inkjet plotter. Plotter is an output device that is used to print or make large paper drawings. And there are mainly three types of plotters: drum plotter, flatbed plotter, and inkjet plotter. Drum plotter is a plotter consists of a drum or roller on which a paper is placed, and the drum rotates back and forth to produce the graph on the paper. So in plotter, there is a drum or a roller and on which the paper is placed. The drum rotates back and forth to produce the graph on the paper. Drum plotters are used to produce continuous output such as plotting earthquake activity. So which plotter is used to plot earthquake activity? Answer is drum plotter. Second one, flatbed plotter. Flatbed plotter is a plotter that plots on a paper that is spread and fixed over a rectangular flatbed table. This plotter plots on a paper that is spread and fixed on a rectangular flatbed table. The paper is fixed over a rectangular flatbed table, and this plotter plots on that paper. It is used in the design of cars, ships, aircraft, buildings, and highways. Next is Inkjet Plotter. This plotter creates an image by spraying small droplets of ink on the paper. Inkjet Plotter creates an image by spraying small droplets of ink on the paper. It is used in designing banners, billboards, and road signs. So, which plotter is used in the creation of banners, billboards, and road signs? The answer is Inkjet Plotter. Next, we are going to learn about the processing device. The Central Processing Unit, or the CPU, is the processing device of a computer. So which is the processing device of a computer? It is the central processing unit or the CPU. The CPU is known as the brain of the computer. It makes all the required calculations and process data into information. It controls all the input and output devices. So the CPU makes all the required calculations and process data into information. It controls all the input and output devices. The three units of the CPU is ALU, CU and MU. ALU means arithmetic logic unit. CU means control unit and MU is memory unit. Arithmetic and logic unit. It performs all the arithmetic computations and logical operations. It performs the mathematical calculations including addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, logical as well as relational operations such as and, or, greater than, less than, etc. So all the arithmetical and logical operations are performed by the ALU. Control unit controls and coordinates the activities of all the other units of a computer system. So as the name indicates, it controls and coordinates the activities of all other units of the computer system. It controls all the operations of the computer, decodes instructions, determines the storage of instructions and data. It takes data to ALU and from ALU to the memory and then to the output unit. So which unit takes the data to the ALU and from ALU to the memory and then to the output unit? It is the control unit who takes the data into the ALU and from ALU to the memory and then to the output unit. ALU processes data. So arithmetical and logical operations are performed in ALU and from there the data or the information is transferred to the memory and from the memory to the output unit, and all these are controlled by the control unit. Next is the memory unit. It is an important part of the computer system. Memory unit receives data, holds it and then delivers it according to the instructions from the control unit. So the memory unit works upon the instructions from the control unit. It receives data, holds it and then delivers it according to the instructions from the control unit. So check the diagram, and there is the control unit, arithmetical and logical unit and primary memory within the box, and that is the CPU. And outside the primary memory, outside the CPU box, there is the input, output and the secondary memory. Vinod Dham is regarded as the father of the Pentium chip for his valuable contribution to the development of Pentium process. There's an additional information for you because Pentium chip of Pentium is a processor. Intel Pentium. Have you heard about that? Pentium is a processor design company. Intel Pentium. Intel is the company, and Vinod Dham is regarded as the father of the Pentium chip. The Pentium chip is used inside the processor chip. Okay, so this is for today. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you.